Last year, Indiana State's stunning upset of Wichita State in Terre Haute cost the Shockers a share of the Valley title. This season, the loss at Tulsa may have done the same damage, but the Shockers return to the Holman Center tonight, looking to regain their confidence, their momentum, and their shooting touch as they begin to focus on the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament at Levitt Arena.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By your local Ford dealers. Now offering 4.9% financing or up to $1,000 cash back. By your hometown Pizza Hut restaurant. And by Pioneer Hybrid International and your local Pioneer representative.
And from the Holman Center on the campus of Indiana State University in Terre Haute, Indiana, a very pleasant good evening to you all. Mark Allen and Bob Ortigal back with you tonight. And Bob, as we were driving in yesterday afternoon from Indianapolis, we were wondering out loud to ourselves what the storyline could possibly be. The Shockers about to take on the last place team in the conference. We got our answer when we arrived in Terre Haute and heard the news that Ron Green, the Indiana State coach, had resigned, effective at the end of this season, and Ron Green will coach his final game, at least at the Holman Center, tonight against Wichita State.
Mark, it's been really a long 4 years for Ron Green here, the native son, really, of Terre Haute, Indiana. Gone tonight, though, is the pressure of a 16-game losing streak in the Missouri Valley Conference, and gone is the pressure of having lost 20 out of the last 21. They ought to be loose. They have everything to gain and nothing to lose. We'll see what happens.
And above and beyond the Ron Green situation, you've got a 16-9 Wichita State ball club that comes into this ball game, I think, a little bit shaky confidence-wise and maybe mentally. We look for the Shockers to hopefully turn things around in these final two regular season games and prime themselves for a strong push in the conference tournament at Levitt Arena.
I think both of these games are real big for Wichita State because of the conference tournament. I don't think the losses bother Wichita State as much right now as the way in which they've lost the last two games. Poor free throw shooting. We all know what happened at Tulsa. They need to get that out of their minds. The only way you can do that is with a victory. Hopefully that'll happen here tonight. They can get the 18th one on Saturday and then go home and play the tournament.
Now, if Creighton loses Monday at Drake, the Shockers still have an outside chance at sharing the conference title. But tonight, the concern, the Sycamores of Indiana State. We'll take a timeout. Back to introduce the starting lineups right after you watch this.
After all those meetings in Minneapolis and conventions in Kansas City, we think you could use a little change of pace. And after 40,000 miles in TWA's frequent flyer program, that's just what you get. Today's TWA. Find out how good we really are. Because sometimes the shortest distance between 2 points is not a line, TWA created the Advanced Boarding Pass. Today's TWA. Find out how good we really are.
The experts are saying right now is a car buyer's market. And with 4.9 financing or factory rebate, your Ford dealers are saying now's the time to buy. Low financing is back. Buy Ranger now, get 4.9 financing or up to a $750 rebate. Buy Aerostar now, save over $500 plus get a $500 rebate. Buy F-Series now, save over $2,700 or get a $500 rebate. Take advantage of a true buyer's market right now. Hurry to your local Ford dealer today. Quality people, quality products.
For the pride, for the dream, for the love, and for the team, for the sweat and for the drive, for the reason you strive.
For all you do, the clean, crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
This Bud's for you, this Bud's for you.
Now you can do something new for minor arthritis pain and its stiffness. Now you can get more medicine than regular Bengay in extra strength arthritis formula from Mentholatum Deep Heating.
Years ago, mothers who cared gave their children the one laxative specially made gentle for children, Fletcher's Castoria. And today, mothers who care still prefer natural, good-tasting Fletcher's Castoria.
Mark Allen and Bob Ortigal welcoming you back to the Holman Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. We are just moments away from the introduction of the starting lineups following a special presentation that's going to take place here shortly at half court. But again, the Shockers come into this ball game tonight, Bob, with an overall record of 16-9. They have dropped their last 2 in a row. 8-4 are the Shockers in conference play. As for Indiana State, what a nightmare of a season it has been. They are 4-21 overall. They are winless in the conference, 0-12, and the list is almost endless. As you mentioned, they've dropped 14 in a row. A school record 6 straight losses in this building. They've dropped 16 straight Valley games and have lost a mind-boggling 39 straight road games away from the Holman Center. And you could really sense, couldn't you not, coming in the building tonight, the pressure has really been relieved from the athletic director right on down. These people are looking forward to moving on to better things.
Well, it's been our pleasure to visit with some of those people, and I would have to agree with you. You can just tell that the pressure is off. It's been just a real nightmare for the players, and I think we need to mention that. It hasn't been easy on them. It's been absolutely horrible on Ron Green and his family, and there's a good look at Ron Green right there. By the way, he's not been in good health all year. He really plans, I was told, to take a year off and try to get himself together mentally and physically right now. And by that, I don't mean that he's in dire straits, but certainly when you've gone through what he's gone through this year and in the last 4 years, it's awfully difficult.
In fact, the health problem for Ron Green has been kidney stones. He is, and if you're familiar with those, they can be very painful. So it's been a tough year for him physically, emotionally, mentally, and a very emotional night coming up tonight for Ron Green as he coaches his final game here at the Holman Center. And I think we're just moments away now from the introductions of the starting lineups as our presentations appear to be wrapped up.
You know, I'll tell you, Mark, it's a little bit scary from Wichita State standpoint. The last conference game that Indiana State won was here 63-62 a year ago on February 11th. Certainly that has to be mentioned with no pressure and knowing that their coach is leaving. Although there may be a lot of people happy about it, you still have to admit that it's a scary situation for Wichita. They need to win.
All right, public address announcer Jim Bell ready now with the introduction of the starting lineups. Jim?
From Wichita, Kansas, and our Indiana State University Fighting Sycamores. The lineups for tonight's game. For the Shockers, starting at forward, a sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri, number 14, John Cooper. For the Sycamores, starting at forward, a sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri, number 23, Dwayne Brown. For the Shockers, starting at forward, a senior from Columbia, South Carolina, number 25, Dwayne Prelo. For the Sycamores, at forward, a sophomore from French Lick, Indiana, number 42, Eddie Bird. For the Shockers, at center, a senior from Macon, Georgia, number 20, Steve Greer. And for the Sycamores, at center, a junior from Lagos, Nigeria, number 41, Olafemi Akinola. For the Shockers, at guard, a sophomore from Nanticoke, Pennsylvania, number 15, Paul Gofrovich. And for the Sycamores, at guard, a sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 20, Terry Futch. For the Shockers, at guard, a senior from Columbia, South Carolina, number 22, Dwight Prelo. And for the Sycamores, at guard, a senior from Saginaw, Michigan, number 21, Jimmy Holiday.
And again, your head coaches for the ball game tonight. There's Eddie Fogler, now in his 3rd season at Wichita State. And for the Sycamores of Indiana State, now in his 4th and final year, again, it will be Ron Green. And we'll take a final timeout, back with the opening tip in 1 minute. Keep it right here.
At Farm Bureau Insurance, we've had Kansas covered for over 50 years. Ever since 1938, we've earned a reputation for helping when you needed us. We're a Kansas company insuring only Kansans, and we've had a long history of the insurance industry's highest rating for serving your changing needs. Farm Bureau Insurance, now with over 350 agents statewide, in the city or the country. Just like we have for over 50 years, we've got Kansas covered.
Are you looking for a trouble-free, low-maintenance car?
Honda has it.
Do you want sporty styling and handling at a price you can afford?
Honda has it.
Right now, it's Schofield Honda. You can drive away in a new Civic hatchback for only $79.98 and Accord hatchback for just $12,998. Accord four-door sedan start at just $13,998 and the sporty new Prelude S for $16,598. Don't wait a new minute. Drive a new Honda today.
Honda has it.
And we deliver. Schofield Honda, your little profit dealer. 7017 East Kellogg.
And working the ball game tonight, veteran Jim Bain in the center, and he'll be flanked by Terry Anderson and Wayne Unruh. And we are just about set to go. The Shockers, as always, or with the exception of Tulsa this year, and they're traveling yellow on the roll with the white and black trim. The opening tip was won by Akinola, but Wayne Prelo stuck a hand up and got it for the Shockers.
Yeah, Greer got hit in the mouth on the way up. He grabbed his chin right away.
Shockers on offense, get it downloaded. Dwayne Prelo kicked it back out to Gofrovich. As Indiana State picks it up in a man-to-man defense. Gofrovich, the jumper outside, down she goes. And the Shockers lead it 2-0 as Gofrovich was just inside the line.
And he extends a bit defensively to put some pressure on Terry Futch.
Gofrovich has been hot, double figures in 10 of his last 14 ball games. Played very well against the K-State Wildcats there. The ball dribbled out of bounds by Dwayne Brown. Will give it back to the Shockers. As you look at Ron Green showing some of the wear and tear that he has gone through the last several days. White Prelo, top of the key. Dwayne looking inside. Down low, Greer blocked by Akinola.
Akinola recovered extremely well. He was beaten defensively. Greer took the jumper instead of going to the hole.
Three-point attempt, not quite there for Holiday. The follow, though, goes for Dwayne Brown, the sophomore out of St. Louis. And we're tied at 2.
Brown, good basketball skills, not extremely big. Runs well, jumps well.
Shockers continue to look inside where they feel they'll have an advantage tonight. Turn it over, though. On the run, Terry Futch pulled up from 10 feet and knocked it down. First 2 of the night for the sophomore out of Indianapolis.
Pretty good decision by Futch that time. You don't take the ball to the defensive man. He pulled up, shot the little jumper.
Cooper swings it around to Gofrovich. Shockers trail at 4-2. Inside, Greer in traffic, walked with the ball. Turnover number 1 on Wichita State.
Indiana State, a good job defensively of dropping down to the point of the ball. Not a lot of room for Greer to move around in there that particular time.
Indiana State shooting the basketball this season. It's been a real interesting part of their story as the Shockers trap in the corner, and Eddie Bird, a heads-up play, bounced it off the leg of Dwayne Prelo, and the Sycamores will keep it. For the season, Indiana State has really struggled from the field, shooting only 42%. But over the last 6 ball games, they've begun to heat it up somewhat, shooting 49% from the field over the last 6 games. Good penetration, and a foul on Gofrovich well before the shot.
I'm not sure Akinola ever heard the whistle. At least he acted like he didn't hear the whistle that particular time.
First foul on Guff as you look at it one more time.
Good move on the baseline right here. It's good help defensively right there, and a fine pass to the open man. Wichita with 4 people dropping to the point of the basketball did a good job.
And John Cooper all over Eddie Bird, and Bird again tried to bounce it off Cooper. But because of the angle of the ball, it stayed in bounds, and Gofrovich got it. Right wing dish, White Prelo, Shockers swing it to the top of the key. Greer driving on Akinola, blew right around him. First 2 of the night for Steve Greer.
Akinola came out hard at him that time. He expected him to shoot the jump shot. Didn't think that Steve had put the ball on the ground, take it to the basket.
The closer to the hole Steve Greer is, the better he likes it. Jumper outside long for Terry Futch. Now the Shockers will come the other way. We're tied 4-4 with 17-10 left to play in the opening half.
Pretty good battle inside between Greer and Akinola.
And it drew the attention of veteran official Jim Bain. Works a lot of Big Ten ball games. The foul on Akinola, number 1.
Akinola just reaches out and grabs him right here. Watch. Well, we're a little bit late right there.
Back live, Shockers inbound. Team fouls are even now, 1 aside. John Cooper, top of the key, the feet inside, looking for Grayer, swatted out of there by Akinola.
Good defensive job by Akinola. Indiana State's playing some pretty good defense against a ball club in Wichita State that moves around well offensively.
Cooper again found that left baseline wide open. It's been good to the Shockers early.
That was not good team defense by Indiana State.
Sycamore ball, they trail it 6-4. As Dwayne Brown gets it back to Terry Futch.
Cooper's got a key defensive assignment for Wichita State, taking Bird.
And Dwayne Prelo losing his balance somewhat and falling on top of Brown, committing the foul. First foul on Dwayne is Keith Bonds and Aaron Davis. Check into the ball game for the Wichita State Shockers, and Eddie Bird will inbound here right in front of us.
There's a lob.
Way over the top, swatted out of there by Aaron Davis. Good substitution, Eddie Fogler. Aaron Davis coming right into the ball game and getting up and knocking that pass away.
Did a good job of knowing where the basketball was.
And Keith Bonds is instant offense off the bench. 3-pointer. The Shocker lead is 4.
Both substitutions enter the game and immediately contribute to the cause. Bonds with a basket. Here's a dunk.
Steal by Dwayne Prelo. He'll just lay it in with the right hand. First 2 of the night for Dwayne.
I think he's bothered. I think his foot is bothering him when he slipped coming out to guard that man defensively.
Indiana State calling the timeout. They trail it by 6 with 15:53 left to play, opening half.
Hey, check out these 3. What do you think of the one on the left?
Great, but I like them thinner.
Well, how about the one on the right?
Ooh, that looks too thin.
But how about the luscious one in the middle?
Perfect. And we can share.
Only Pizza Hut offers deep pan, thin and crispy, and delicious hand-tossed.
Hi, I'm the luscious one in the middle. All right, maybe I'm not.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
Let's hoop it up in the House of Shock. It's the Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference Tournament, March 4th, 5th, and 7th. Watch the Shocks and the best in the Valley compete for the title and a trip to the NCAA tournament. All session tickets cost $40 and $30 and are available at the Shocker Ticket Office and the Celebrity Ticket Agency. You won't want to miss 1 minute of the action at the Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Purchase your tickets today. Let's fill the House of Shock.
You know your growing family needs more room. Find out just how affordable a master bedroom with adjoining bath or that much-needed family room can be. It's the perfect solution without the hassles of looking for a new home and relocating the whole family. And with the high standard of quality workmanship from Southwestern Remodeling, you can be assured of the very best for your remodeling project for the most reasonable investment. Talk with Jim Keeter today at Southwestern Remodeling, Kansas' largest remodeling contractor. All your remodeling needs under one roof.
And we're back at the Holman Center. Action before the timeout. Dwayne Prelo on the steal. And he will get the 2, and hard to see on the replay, Bob, but he was limping a bit following that basket as he came back down the floor.
That left ankle is hurting him. There's no question about it. He would have dunked that ball normally, and then he limped over to the bench when the timeout was taken.
And Dwayne is out of the ball game right now. Radunovich in for the first time for the Wichita State Shockers, and in there for the Sycamores. Number 10, Rob Vickers, and that man, number 52, that's Darren Liles. Shockers trying to pick it up on defense.
Good job by Radunovich that time. A charge was not called, but Sasha was there.
Liles just in the ball game, getting his first 2, but Eddie Fogler is still upset the charge was not called.
Liles, 6'9", 235, just likes to play that big, strong game inside. He's a banger.
Shocker ball, they lead it 11-6 with 15:10 left to play in the opening half. Cooper.
Indiana State decides they no longer want to stay with a motion game in a man-to-man defense. They are now playing a zone against the Shockers.
Shock swing it side to side. Dwight Prelo not there from 3-point range. Vickers the rebound. He's a little spark plug for them. Only 5'10", really hustles. Contact in the lane. Liles went down hard. Ball went out of bounds. You see the Shockers early 67% from the field, and Indiana State an even 50%. That was also about turnover number 5 already for Indiana State.
Yeah, Indiana State's had a real problem taking care of the basketball. You combine their turnovers this year with a poor shooting percentage, and certainly tells you why they've struggled like they have.
You add it all up and you get 4 and 21.
Ouch.
Shock swing it to Keith Bonds. Bounce pass right wing, Dwight Prelo. Aaron Davis, about a 15-footer. Down she goes. Aaron Davis, first 2 of the night, coming off a 6-point performance against the K-State Wildcats in a ball game which he played very well. And Aaron continues to shoot it well. 59% from the field this season, Aaron Davis. Boding well for the future. The right wing jumper not there for Jimmy Holiday, the only senior for the Sycamores, playing his final home game tonight.
Good job of blocking out that time by Wichita State. Come away with a defensive rebound.
And Darren Liles kind of struggling down low with Aaron Davis. Aaron with a definite quickness advantage, and that's foul number 1 on Liles, Bob.
You see Cooper with the basketball, tries to get it inside right here to Aaron Davis. Liles over the back, makes contact. Not a good defensive play. You can't play defense that way. You're going to have to move around in front one way or the other. You're going to have to knife with the left or the right foot and then come up inside that man.
Good to see Dwayne Prelo back in the ball game for the Shockers. And number 22, Jeff Loritzen, is in there for the first time for the Sycamores. Aaron down low. Akinola knocked it out of there. And contact and a foul out front.
Dwight Prelo going after the basketball. Rob Vickers doing the same thing, but the size advantage. Here's Aaron Davis down low. He misses that. He rushed it a little bit. That's all that happened there is he rushed it. You see the height helped Prelo get the basketball, and Vickers came underneath, committed the foul.
First foul on Vickers, team foul number 3 on the Sycamores. The Shockers with 2 team fouls. Number 35, Mike Bowles, checking in the game, a 6'8" freshman for the Indiana State Sycamores.
Ron, we got Mark, we got all kinds of people that Ron Green is going to be sending in and out of this game tonight for Indiana State.
Keith Bonds whistle before the shot. 3 seconds the call.
Bit of an unusual call for the out official to make.
And a call, quite frankly, we haven't seen much of this season.
Turnovers, Indiana State. There's those 5 you were talking about. Wichita State has turned it over 3 times too, and to this point has not been a well-played game. But the Shockers do lead it at 13-6, and they'll take that at this point. But that's not enough. We've learned that.
No, we learned that exactly 1 year ago. What a nightmare that was. Sycamores win it 63-62, cost the Shockers a share of the Valley title. Wayne Prelo inside. Oh, great pass. Aaron Davis to Sasha Radunovic. First 2 of the night for Sasha, and a fine pass.
One of the things that made it so effective was he got rid of it quickly. It was kind of a touch pass. He just did not have it very long, spotted the open man and gave up the ball.
Shockers trapping on Dwayne Brown. Bowles has it. Tried for the fancy pass, and it went out of bounds. There was nobody even close for Indiana State as Steve Greer checks back into the ball game for the Shockers, and Ron Green taking it all in one last time here at the Holman Center. Shockers lead at 15-6. Dwayne Prelo in the corner. The Shockers in their last 3 road games, Bob, have shot at only 40% from the field, so they'll look to pick that up tonight. Have so far.
Well, they're a better shooting team than that, certainly, and we've seen them in the last couple games get some good shots and just not be able to get the ball down. And that's hard to figure out because they should have confidence. They've had a pretty good year.
And Gofrovich could not save it. It's off his left hand and out of bounds.
Unforced turnover, and I'll tell you, from a coaching standpoint, those will drive you nuts.
And you could really see it by Eddie Fogler's reaction here right alongside us.
No reason to turn that basketball over that particular time. Just a lack of concentration.
Sycamore ball. Dwayne Brown driving inside. Finger roll not there. Sweet move, though, for the sophomore out of St. Louis Vashon High School. Steve Greer. Super ball fake. Took it right at the defense. Greer looking for 2 shots in the act of shooting. I don't think he's going to get it, but he did get the foul. Number 1 on Mike Bowles, the freshman from LaPel, Indiana.
You see the pass from Gofrovich to Greer right there, and he tries to come inside with a basketball. And number 35, Bowles, commits the foul.
The timeout with 11:55 left to play in the first half. Shockers lead it 15-6. Back shortly.
Clydesdales. The symbol of Budweiser quality. Of Beechwood aging. The choicest natural ingredients. And a genuine commitment to freshness and taste. One beer lives up to all this. Budweiser.
We built our home out here and we want to live here the rest of our lives. Here in York City, we have really cold winters and really hot summers. I need a dependable heating and cooling system. I didn't want gas. I wanted something that was clean, and that's what we get with our heat pump. We have kept records of our electric bill, and compared to our neighbors, we have saved a lot of money with our heat pump.
For more information about how you can save money with a heat pump, call KG&E.
Mark Allen, Bob Ortigo, welcoming you back to the Holman Center on the campus of Indiana State University. You see the Shockers already with 6 points off turnovers. The Indiana State Sycamores, Bob, have turned it over a whopping 7 times already in the game. We still have 11:50 to play in the first half.
And because of that, you'd like to think you could have more than 6 points off of 7 turnovers. You really would. I just think you look at a basketball game like this, you have to realize just how big and how important it is. You never can tell what this might start for Wichita State.
White Prelo got it inside. The tip goes for Steve Greer. 4 for the senior out of Macon, Georgia.
Definitely have to have the victory on the road and go home and play a good Southern Illinois team.
Jumper outside, not there for Loritzen, a pretty good shooter. A sophomore out of nearby Martinsville, Indiana. Dwayne Prelo outside, knocks down the two-pointer. 4 for Dwayne Prelo, and the Shocker lead is 19-6.
Indiana State really having problems getting good shots. Pretty good defensive point. There's a good pass inside.
Liles may be overpassing. He had the ball down low, tried to get it to Bowles. And official Terry Anderson detecting contact in the lane area.
And not one that Paul Gafrovich agreed with, I'll promise you. You see the interior feed right here to the big guy, number 52, Liles. He's going to make the pass over to his teammate, Gafrovich, coming down inside. I think he got caught for the left arm being on his back right there. You could see it.
Second foul on Guff. Team foul number 3 on the Shockers. Indiana State with 4. Terry Futch, number 20, back in the game for the Sycamores. There he is. Gafrovich playing the defense on him. Now trapping in the corner. Liles way outside. That's not where he likes it. Ron Cheatham short all the way from three-point range. Gafrovich goes behind the back. Aaron Davis, 16-footer, rattles it in. 4 for Aaron Davis.
Shockers running away with this thing right now.
They need one like this, Bob. They really do. Wichita State needs a momentum builder. They need to build up a head of steam so they can really take a run at that Valley tournament. Offensive foul to Colin Loritzen. And things really going the Shockers' way.
Drawing the charge, Dwayne Prelo. Good defensive job. He moved over on the baseline, cut it off. There was no place for the offensive player to go. He had to run into him or go out of bounds.
Keith Bonds back in the game for the Shockers. Jimmy Holiday returns for Indiana State. John Cooper also back in there for the Shockers. He'll replace Dwayne Prelo, moving pretty well on that left ankle that has caused him problems off and on the entire season. Phil Mendelson will also check in for the Shockers. There's Big Phil.
Mark, if you think Coach Green and this Indiana State team is not looking for some kind of a combination, they played 10 people already in 10 minutes. Field goal percentage, Wichita State, very impressive, 76%. Indiana State only 30%. And they're still in the zone against the Shockers.
Again, that number for the Shockers almost double the 40% they've shot combined in their last 3 road games. So Terre Haute may be the cure to what ails the Shockers shooting. John Cooper, the Shockers stay hot. 4 for John Cooper, who has been hot anyway. 9 straight double-figure games for Coop. 57% from the field over the last 9 ball games. Indiana State looking for anybody to take charge. And a nice hand for Terry Futch. The crowd responding and glad to have something to respond to. Greer, top of the key. Even Steve Greer's knocking him down.
He's not even going to turn around and glance over at the bench that time. There was nobody there defensively, no pressure defensively. He said, "I'm take this one, folks."
On the drive, Holiday hung on the rim and went down. First 2 of the night for the senior out of Saginaw, Michigan. Holiday had 14 in the ballgame at Levitt Arena. Mendelson, a three-pointer. It's contagious.
I'll tell you, that guy there is going to be a good basketball player. Coach Fogler really getting after his team right now about the defense. He does not want them to get into just the playing up and down, shoot the basketball kind of game. That's not his style.
The foul is on Darren Liles, 52. Watch him right here as he puts a pretty good move, pretty good bump on Steve Greer.
With the lower part of his body. He used his legs well that time and really moved Greer forward and got caught by the official.
Radunovich and Cooper back in there for the Shockers. A look at Darren Liles. And Indiana State's 6th team foul of the opening half. So the Shockers will be in the bonus from here on out. 8:30 left to play in the first half. The Shocker lead is 18. And Liles.
That's a good defensive effort. It really is. He really hustled to get there and came away with a basketball.
Jumper outside. Terry Futch short all the way. Followed his shot, though, blocked by Phil Mendelson. Liles, though, kept it alive down low. And Liles now with 4 points. The sophomore out of Town Creek, Alabama. Size 18 shoes. Do some barefoot skiing with those.
I like the way Sasha took that shot. He got the basketball and wheeled, was wide open, and let it go right now. You can't hesitate. Good shooters don't hesitate. You give them a little bit of daylight, they're going to shoot the ball.
Sasha now with 4 points at the other end. Holiday trying to make it happen. Drove it inside and drew the call. It'll go on Mendelson, his first personal foul. And another look at it right here now from up top.
There you see the pass inside kind of taken away by the guard, who definitely was fouled. Tried to get the ball up and in. Contact was made. It's good play, really. Holiday trying to get it released, trying to get it up and in, knowing he was going to get fouled.
This has been the bright spot this season in an otherwise dismal year for the Indiana State Sycamores. When the Sycamores have gone to the free throw line, Indiana State this season as a team shoots at 76%. You see Holiday a fine 78%, although he misses the second one. Holiday now with 3 points. The Sycamores, not only do they lead the conference in free throw shooting, Bob, they're 8th in the nation. They just can't get to the line enough. That's the problem.
Been a very good free throw shooting team, and one of the things Wichita State must do here tonight throughout is not allow them to go to the line.
Sasha, a little bit of a fadeaway left wing, not there. Great hustle. Dwayne Prelo just stayed active inside, got the ball, and Sasha was fouled. It was Holiday hacking him across the arm. First foul on Jimmy Holiday.
That's a great play inside by Dwayne Prelo, freeing up the basketball, and he grabbed it. Sasha with the shot along the baseline. A little bit long, it rolls around. Watch Prelo. Good concentration on the ball. Never took his eyes off the ball. Comes up with the loose ball, gets it to Sasha, who draws the foul.
Sasha now with 5 points. A 73% free throw shooter on this season, coming off a 15-point outing against the K-State Wildcats at Levitt Arena, one of Sasha's better ball games of the year. 6 for Radunovich. Timeout. 7:26 left to play in a fairly comfortable first half from a Shocker point of view. They lead it 32-13.
We compared the Subaru Justy ECVT from 0 to 60 against 3 popular automatics. Against the Hyundai Excel, we blew their doors off. Against the Toyota Tercel, we blew their doors off. And against the Porsche 928S, well, they blew our doors off. But with a price of only $77.91, we can afford to get our doors fixed. Test drive it.
See your Subaru dealer for door-to-door deals on the '89 Justy, America's lowest priced automatic.
I'd seen his kind before. Another business guy with a problem too big for his wingtips. What can I do you for, pal?
Well, I seem to be missing a few people.
A few?
Well, actually, a million.
A million?
Last year, 1 million families stopped buying Diet Coke and switched to Diet Pepsi.
Any ideas?
Well, I've got my suspicions. This could take a while to crack. Pal.
The move is to the great taste of Diet Pepsi.
Welcome back to Terre Haute, where the Shockers lead at 32-13 with 7:26 left to play in the first half. Bob, we talked earlier about the advantage the Shockers should have tonight inside, and man, has it been there.
They are capitalizing on it, that's for sure. 24 points in the front line for Wichita State, 4 for Indiana State, and Coach Green has substituted to try and correct that right now. He's got a bigger lineup in there.
And the Shockers go to a 2-3 zone to try to show the Sycamores a different look.
Now that'll fool Indiana State a little bit.
Sycamores with 8 turnovers, the Shockers with 5. The Shocks continue to shoot at 74% from the field. Holiday, three-pointer not there. Cooper, the outlet to Keith Bonds. Shocker ball, they lead it by 19.
Indiana State makes a defensive change too. They're out of the zone, back man to man.
Inside, and again, that Shocker front line. Once Wichita State gets the ball down low, the Sycamores are in big trouble.
Indiana State in a man-to-man defense. Bonds with a basketball right down to Cooper. He turns, the foul's committed. A lot of contact before the ball got there and after the ball got there by Cheatham, 45.
Foul number 1 on Ron Cheatham. And John Cooper coming off a shaky free throw night. He was only 1 of 6 against Kansas State, missing there. And missed the second one. Cooper is just not in a groove right now at the free throw line. Of course, the Shockers as a team went only 9 of 22 against K-State, and flat out cost him the game. Now, Akinola was down in the lane, tried to take Cooper down with him. They played on, and we finally got the whistle on the drive.
Akinola did take Cooper down with him. My goodness. You see him grab a hold of Cooper's arm right there, and he just literally takes him to the ground. Just hangs on to him and takes him down. Where's the whistle?
Is it 2 points for a takedown in college? I haven't been to a wrestling match lately. Goodness gracious. Foul on Mendelson, his second after all that. Holiday now with 4 points on the night as Steve Grayer returns. Mendelson checks out with the 2 fouls.
Mendelson, a bright future for Wichita State.
He'll see a lot of the weight room between the end of this season and October 15th of next year, or later this year, I guess.
Full court pressure after the made free throw by Indiana State. A 1-2-1-1. Shockers handle it well.
Holiday now with 5. The Shockers still lead it by 17 with 6:20 left to play in the opening half. Cooper with Cheatham right in his face, gets it to Dwayne Prelo. Steve outside, but he's been dangerous there tonight. Sasha ball faking.
And he wanted to shoot that three-pointer, I'll promise you.
He had it cocked. Another split second, he'd have pulled the trigger. Down low, Radunovic, he walked. That's a good call. Sasha with kind of a half grin as he walks back down the other way.
Akinola and Harris are being extremely physical inside, especially Akinola. He's grabbing people in there. He's getting away with it, too. He really is.
Harris being Townsend Harris, just in the game, a 6'9" freshman out of Palatka, Florida. You see Indiana State with a lot of turnovers, but the Shockers slowly beginning to catch up.
Once again, a charge by Indiana State. This one's on Futch. Good defensive job by Wichita State. Moving over. Indiana State not under control when they penetrate.
Foul number 1 on number 20, Terry Futch, coming right at you.
You see Grayer, he's the player that made that happen. Moved over, established position, squared up, and took the shot. Terry Futch, number 20. That's his first personal mark.
And Steve Grayer at the free throw line. The first one is down. That's always good for Steve. When he hits that first one, he tends to be all right the rest of the evening. And with that free throw, Grayer now takes over, sole possession of 18th place on the all-time Shocker scoring list.
I'm going to hold you to that now, that he's going to have a
He hit the second
good night.
one.
I know.
He hit the second one.
Okay, you're 2 for 2.
He's 2 for 2. Running off the baseline screen, Terry Anderson has the foul on Jimmy Holiday. Holiday voicing his displeasure, but that'll be his second foul. Oh, an intentional foul on top of that.
Well, he came back in bounds. He went out of bounds and came back in, and I have a feeling that had something to do with the call. It's going to be 2 free throws.
And the ball.
Big play.
Shockers leading it already 34-15
Big play and an unusual call.
Have a chance to blow it wide open. I agree. That was not what we have seen called as an intentional foul to this point. Cooper continues to struggle, though, at the free throw line. Really concentrating on his form. Smoother that time. 5 now for Cooper, and it'll be Shocker ball at half court. Or on the baseline, make it.
Right, it's closest to where the violation took place.
Yep, point of the foul, you're right. 5:42 left to go in the opening half. The Shockers now lead it by an even 20. 35-15.
This first half is somewhat synonymous with the way the season has gone for Indiana State.
They were much better last time out. They took Eastern Illinois into overtime before falling 95-93. Grayer, tough turn. Might have been fouled, no call. Aaron Davis was most definitely hacked on the follow. And we'll have AD at the free throw line. The foul on the junior from Lagos, Nigeria, Akinola.
A good offensive rebound by Aaron Davis. He goes up, and 41, Akinola right there. Hammers in from behind. Akinola does not seem to be concerned about foul situation at all. I think he's just gone out and decided he's going to play hard, not worry about the fouls, and let the chips fall where they may.
Aaron Davis now with 5 points as Lauritsen, number 22, returns for the Sycamores. The Shocker lead is 21 and still 21. Second free throw long for Davis.
Once again, missing some free throws that in a close ball game just kill you.
Ron Cheatham likes the three-pointer. Short. Wayne Unruh detecting contact down low. He's got it on Dwayne Prelo.
Yeah, Akinola went flying out of there. I think Dwayne might have helped him just a little bit with a nudge in the back.
Twin brother Dwight about to come back in. There's Dwayne, indeed guilty of his second foul. And we will flip-flop Prelos here. One for the other. Dwight back in. Cheatham to inbound on the 5th team foul on the Shockers. Akinola, count it! And he was fouled.
Pretty good strength that time by Akinola. The ball was partially blocked. The foul was committed. He still took the shot. You see him right here. You see he got hit in the arm. Plus Aaron Davis got part of the ball. Akinola still followed through. Got the ball up. And the basket.
First foul on Aaron. Akinola, a 68% free throw shooter. Missing that one. Holiday knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Shocker ball. The Shockers 6 of 10 tonight from the line. 60% Indiana State. Same percentage, but half as many of each number. Shockers, of course, only 41% against K-State. And you can really track it throughout their season. In their 9 losses, the Shockers only 59% from the free throw line this season.
That's the second time that the 3-second violation has been called against Wichita State.
You know, I can't recall seeing that 3-second call made more than once in any game we've done this year. It's just, we just haven't seen it nearly as often as we have in the past. Lauritsen open as Keith Bonds gambled on the steal.
Lauritsen lost the basketball. Bonds went after it. Lauritsen picked it up. Came away with a bucket.
And the Shocker lead is down to 17. Aaron Davis got the hop. 7 for Aaron Davis. He's off to a quick start tonight offensively and will play a lot if this margin continues. Jimmy Holiday, sweet move.
Pretty good execution by Indiana State that time. A set play. They executed well. Got a high percentage shot. That's what the game offensively is all about. Get good shots. Take care of the ball and get good shots.
Holiday can get hot. He had 30 points against Illinois State not long ago. That's a brick for Dwight Prelo. Missed everything. Bounced off the backboard. Holiday at the other end, in and out. Shock's looking to run 3:45 left to play in the opening half. 38-21 the Shocker lead. Down low, Aaron Davis took it right at Akinola. The crowd wanted the travel. They thought Aaron took a little extra hop in there, but we'll let you be the judge. Third foul on Akinola, Bob.
You see the pass down low. Aaron Davis with it. Akinola behind him. He had his hand on top of the basketball. I don't know whether the foul was called with the body or not, but
so Akinola will have to come out of the game now with that third foul. Luke Gross in there for the first time, a 6'10 freshman. There he is out of Decatur, Illinois. Tremendous shot blocker as a high school player, Luke Gross. Aaron Davis continues to pile them up. That's 8 now for the sophomore out of Willingboro, New Jersey. And missed the second one. Same thing he did last time up there. Hit the first one. No good on the second free throw.
Free throw percentage is still what it needs to be. Still not what it needs to be
for Wichita State. And there we get a battle down on the baseline. The foul's going to be on Cooper. He's got a puzzled look on his face as he was tangling with Jimmy Holiday. The foul on Cooper, only his first.
Holiday really works that baseline hard. He likes to come off what you call a down pick. Goes along that baseline, pops out off those blocks and those down picks. He's in motion a lot. Very mobile player.
Holiday looking like Michael Jordan up there with that tongue sticking out. Holiday now with 8 points. Radunovich back in the ball game. Steve Grayer will check out at the 3:23 mark here in the opening half. The Shocker lead 39-22. There's Sasha. And here comes Jimmy Holiday. Bouncing back off a sprained ankle. Has not played the last couple of games, but has 9 points tonight. And we'll take our final TV time out of the first half with 3:23 to play in the first half. The Shocker lead is 39-23, back in 1 minute.
It's Tracer Month, and your Lincoln Mercury dealers are out to move Tracers, lots of them. So for a limited time, get $750 cash back on Tracer 2-door, 4-door wagons, and Tracer Sport. $750 cash back on the car with 68 standard features, like power brakes, reclining front bucket seats, rear window defroster, AM/FM stereo radio, dual power mirrors, and much more. So come to the Sign of the Cat for cash back on Tracer and great values on the full line of cars from your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
The other day, I tried to park my car in a tiny space between 2 cars, and I banged a big dent in my body. I cried. Then this nice man came along, and he told me about this super place that knows all about these kind of things. And boy, did they know. Now you can't even see where it happened. Next time I ding my body, I know just where to go.
Collision Specialist, 9021 West Kellogg and 1636 East 1st.
On the left side there, you see Townsend Harris and Steve Grayer really battling inside, and the good move by Jimmy Holiday.
Yeah, it was a good pass and an excellent offensive move.
And back live, a good job by the Shockers to break the full court press, and Keith Bonds took it in 5 now for the freshman out of Oak City.
That bench scoring really in Wichita State's favor. They have 17 off the bench. Indiana State with only 6.
And the bank shot goes for Loritzen, who now has 5 points. Off the bench for the Sycamores, we've seen a lot of players for both teams, but yes, the Shocker bench has been much more productive.
It's a good back cut by Prelo, but Indiana State covered it well.
Kind of cleared the right side for Keith Bonds. And we got the call down low as Darren Liles checks back in for Indiana State, but here's the foul again.
Bonds to the basket. Ball's knocked out of bounds. No, that was not a charge. He was not there in time. Got to be there before that offensive player leaves the floor.
Shocks on the inbound. Radunovich with 2.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Chris Steedier coming up as always at halftime with our halftime report. Sasha missed it off the back heel.
Yeah, Aaron pushed off.
And he knew it. Second foul on Davis as he gave up the ball and immediately headed back down to the other end of the floor. He knew he was guilty and convicted.
As soon as he saw that basketball come off his way in anticipation of getting that rebound, he pushed off.
Eddie Fogler going to his bench. He'll get Steve Grayer back in the ball game. Here comes Stevie. And Davis will check out with those 2 fouls.
The last 5 minutes, Mark, Indiana State's been coming down the floor and getting better shots than they did early in the basketball game. They're having problems at the free throw line.
Yeah, Liles, an 82% free throw shooter, but he looked very unsteady up there that time. And Keith Bonds did have it knocked away by Holiday. Back to the Shockers. B3 the call here on the inbound play. Let's see what B3 is.
Well,
other than a vitamin.
In bingo, it might be a winner.
Oh, it's Steve Grayer running off a pick at the free throw line. I don't think a walk, though, is part of the play, but that's what it was.
Too many traveling violations and a couple of 3-second violations here in the first half.
Inside the final 2 minutes, the Shocker lead 41-25.
Shockers need to maintain that lead and not allow Indiana State to cut into it before halftime.
Holiday, nice move. He hit that shot earlier. Sasha tied up. And now Darren Liles goes right after Radunovic. This is outrageous. The Indiana State players coming off the bench, and the fight is still well underway. And it is really getting out of control. The Shocker coaches trying to keep their players on the bench. Again, it's been a very emotional couple of days here in Terre Haute, and some of that emotion really coming to the surface. I wouldn't be at all surprised if Liles, as he checked it from this ball game, he should be.
That was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
It was really not that big a deal. Sasha, I thought, the play was over. He had the ball, things were calming down, and Liles just kept coming at him. Unbelievable. Radunovic, a bloody nose, and a torn jersey. We've got police out on the floor. We've got coaches, trainers. Now watch this.
The play is literally over. I mean, things sort of stop. Sasha comes away with a ball that's tipped. He's got an offensive rebound. He grabs it. He didn't take a shot. He did swing the elbows a little bit. I don't know where the initial
never hit
foul.
Liles. He never hit Liles.
Now watch. The thing is over when this Liles reaches in and just takes a shot at Sasha.
Grabs him behind the head to give himself a stationary target and then just nailed him. If Liles remains in this game,
officials go down.
It would be an outrage. Ron Green saying, man, after the last couple days I've had, I don't need this.
Well, that's a real cheap shot. That really was.
We've got the 3 officials huddling here at half court.
I'm wondering if they'll come over and want to take a look at this.
Actually, they can't. I mean, you can only use the TV monitor for a timing error. Now Jim Bain is coming over and he wants to look at it.
He can't. That's a new rule. He can look at it. It's a new rule this year.
All right, so Steve, can you re-cue that? We've got it, Jim.
If you can, I want you to run it back to where the rebounding play started and 52 went after.
Okay.
We can do that. We have it.
We still have that, Steve Kless?
We have the whole play.
All right, one more time for official Jim Bain and all of you at home.
Sasha comes away with an offensive rebound. It's tipped. Radunovic grabs it. Inside.
There's the tie-up. That's where the jump ball is called.
Play is over right now.
And Liles.
Never mind. Don't you guys point. Don't you guys point. I just want to watch. I want it run back. I want it run back to where when 52 throws it, then goal. I want to see the goal player that comes into the play from the side, and I want to see if he throws a fist at 52 white.
All right, Steve, one more time, if you can, just before the first punch is thrown, Jim?
No, after the first punch.
After the first punch. Okay, here's the whole thing for you one more time.
For our viewers, we'll stay out of this so that the official can look at the situation. We will not narrate this at all.
Official Wayne Unruh reacting quickly. He saw something brewing.
Now stop it.
Stop, freeze it right there.
Now take it slow motion from there.
Slow motion from there, Steve, if you can.
Okay, I see 14 gold and 52 white are going to be ejected from the game for fighting. 14 gold and 52 white. No, keep him out of it. Now go ahead and run it and see if I can get a shot. I know what I'm going to do with the Indiana State bench. I want to see if I can get a shot of whether anyone came off the bench from Wichita State.
All right, Steve, do we have that, a wider shot that would show if anyone came into the fight off the Shocker bench? We're going to take a look. Okay, here from our up camera, Jim.
That's fine.
As you've heard already, Liles for Indiana State and Cooper for the Shockers have been ejected. Now we're looking to see, the officials are looking to see if anyone came off the last few minutes. They may. ISU Green listening in. Jim Bain is trying to calm this thing down. Eddie Fogler standing right there listening in.
See Eddie Fogler.
I did not observe or did my fellow officials observe any players coming off of the Wichita State bench. So that's what I'm really doing. I looked at the TV monitor, and that's my best determination, Joe.
We're not finding the agenda. Well, 14's out, right?
Yes,
14 is on the court.
white, 52 white. No. Let me just. I looked at the monitor. 52 white, definitely it's gone. 14 gold swings a punch after 52 goes into the stack. It clearly shows on the monitor. So those two are ejected with flagrant technical fouls. One technical assist to each other will be 2 shots, and will go on the alternating process. The Indiana State bench is ejected from the game, and the Wichita State bench will remain because I could observe no players coming off the Wichita State bench. That's right. He was in the game, sir.
Their whole bench is out?
That's correct. And if there's any foul outs, we have to play with 4. That's our rule. Okay? Gentlemen, I'm ready.
Unreal. If we heard that correctly, the entire Indiana State bench has been ejected from this game in addition to Darren Liles. So Indiana State will play this game with only 5 players.
Well, and I'm not sure that.
Here it is again. Let's listen in.
Gold 14. 14 for fighting. There will be 2 technical fouls shot in each end of the floor. 1 each will be assessed for each coach. The total Indiana State bench has been ejected from the game. No technicals will be assessed. They'll be ejected from the game. We will continue to play with 4 players. Okay? Just back. Get out of here. There will be no players ejected from the Wichita State bench because, to the best of our knowledge and observation, there were no players that left the Wichita State bench. And that's the way we're going to go.
All right, so it will be 4 players. That's all that Indiana State will have for the remainder of this ball game. And if you're wondering, yes, you can play with only 4 players.
Yeah,
Indiana State will have to.
Right. Let me clear that up. It's a new rule this year that the official can come to the monitor and check a fight situation. You must start the game with 5 players, but you can finish the game with only 1. And believe me, this is as unusual a situation as you will ever see in college basketball. There'll be a lot of national publicity on this one, I'll promise you. I'm not sure that this crowd, I know this crowd is not aware of what's happened.
Now Ron Green is back out to get a final clarification from Jim Bain and Wayne Unruh. But as we clearly heard, Indiana State, all but 4 players have been ejected from this basketball game. They will finish the night with Cheatham. Who they got left? Lauritzen, Holiday, And I've got somebody standing in the way. I can't pick up the fourth remaining player for Indiana State. Again, there will be, I'm sure as you also overheard, there will be one technical shot on each end. There are your four remaining. Now here comes the announcement by the public address announcer. This ought to be interesting.
Yeah. The official ruling of the situation will be as follows. Ejected from the ball game for fighting for the Sycamores, number 52, Darren Liles. Ejected from the ball game for fighting for Wichita State, number 14, John Cooper.
But here comes the clincher.
Also ejected from the ball game, the entire Sycamore bench. The Sycamores will continue to play with 4 players. There have been.
They may not play it. Indiana State may choose, Mark, to walk off the floor and not play the game. In that case, the final score is 2-0 Wichita State. That's a forfeit. Now we'll see what happens here. The AD's involved with the coach right now.
Actually, it would be 2-0 if Indiana State was ahead. But the fact that Wichita State is leading right now, this would be the final score. Would it be a forfeit?
Possession
But it
process.
appears that Indiana State is going to finish the game. Ron Green is in there. He has his 4 remaining players gathered around him. They're all smiling. He's going to try to make the best of it. Now we get the first of the 2 technical fouls. Going to be shot right here by Paul Gafrovich, an 85% free throw shooter. 3 points now for Gafrovich. We'll go down to the other end. Let's see which one of the 4 is going to shoot here. As Indiana State will continue. Oh, you talk about the pressure being off. It's really off now.
Long will they remember the last game in the Holman Center by Ron Green. I'll promise you, this is a first.
Lauritsen, the number 9 free throw shooter in the nation, a good choice. And he has it down for his 6th point of the night.
They need to beef up some crowd control around here, and they need to do it right now.
Lauritsen now with 7. Our score is 42-27. Wichita State, 146 left in the first half. That's when it all happened. Although it's been a long time since we played any basketball, but we're about to. Sasha was still with that torn jersey.
You must understand that that is a new rule. If you leave the bench and go on the playing floor, get in a fight, you are ejected. You cannot do that.
If you do it again, you're ejected for the following game. If you do it a 3rd time, you're through for the season.
That's correct.
Lauritsen on the drive as we play 5-on-4. It's going to be like a power play almost from here on out for the Shockers.
You will see some real crowd involvement right now. I'm going to promise you. This crowd will really get behind those 4 people. They're playing a zone. Indiana State's gone to a zone.
Well, you can hardly play man-to-man. Radunovic, about a 17-footer. He knocked it down. 8 for Sasha. And here come the Sycamore 4. Lauritsen across the timeline.
Well, they ought to go to a straight 4-man passing game right now, just a motion game.
Holiday threw it up there and drew a foul.
You really don't want to commit any fouls in a situation like this. You're 5-on-4. They're going to have to shoot the basketball because of the 45-second shot clock.
First foul.
You have a 15-point lead.
First foul on Dwight Prelo. Jimmy Holiday trying to gather himself. I'll save that for later. Somebody threw a cigar out on the floor and they threw it up here on our table. I haven't had one in a few years, but I may tonight. This has been a night to remember.
Well, we have to drive back to Indianapolis after this game to catch our flight out tomorrow morning, and needless to say, we will have a lot to talk about.
Holiday goes to double figures with 11 points. Shocker ball, they lead it 44-31. Believe it or not, this is as close as the Sycamores have been for quite a while.
And they thought they had an interesting situation at Drake University the other night in the Tulsa game. This one tops it.
Wait till Doug Elgin sees this tape. Radunovich, short but got the hop. Sasha goes to double figures with 10. 30 seconds left in the opening half. The Sycamores will go with Loritzen, Cheatham, Jimmy Holiday, and number 24, Townsend Harris, and that's it. Those are the only 4 they've got the rest of the night. And if one of those guys foul out, then it's 5-on-3. The follow out there for Holiday.
They have about torn the jersey right off of Sasha Radunovich. I don't know whether we can get a shot of it. You can get a look at the back of his jersey and the straps on the shoulder. It's just about gone.
Now we'll get a look at it before the night's over. 2 seconds, 1. Time runs out in one of the wildest first halves of basketball you will see anywhere, I flat out guarantee you. Our halftime score, Wichita State leads it 46-31. We'll be back to, I don't know, do what in 2 minutes. Hang with us.
Life insurance is so important because the security of the family is involved. And I take pride in knowing if something would happen to one of my clients, their family would be taken care of. A good insurance agent needs to be concerned and dedicated to the client, but most importantly, needs to be a good listener in order to determine the client's needs. I take pride in knowing that we've got Kansas covered.
The experts are saying right now is a car buyer's market. And with 4.9 financing or factory rebate, your Ford dealers are saying now's the time to buy. Low financing is back. Buy Ford Escort now, get 4.9 financing or a $500 rebate. Buy Taurus now, save $700 on options plus get a $500 rebate. Buy Festiva now, get 4.9 financing or up to a $400 rebate. Take advantage of a true buyer's market right now. Hurry to your local Ford dealer today. Quality people, quality products.
Let's hoop it up in the House of Shock. It's the Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference Tournament, March 4th, 5th, and 7th. Watch the Shocks and the best in the Valley compete for the title and a trip to the NCAA tournament. All session tickets cost $40 and $30 and are available at the Shocker Ticket Office and the Celebrity Ticket Agency. You won't want to miss 1 minute of the action at the Pepsi Missouri Valley Conference Tournament. Purchase your tickets today. Let's fill the House of Shock.
2 top performers are working together for you, Michelin Tires and the Garrison Tire Company. The professionals at Garrison Tire are tire experts. We'll help you select the right Michelin tire for long-lasting, fuel-efficient performance on your car. Then we'll mount, balance, align, whatever it takes to keep you going strong with the most up-to-date equipment available. Get the combined strength of 2 top performers. The quality of Michelin delivered by Garrison Tire in Wichita and Newton. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Welcome back to the Holman Center in Terre Haute, Indiana. Our halftime score, Wichita State leads it 46-31. I quite honestly do not know where to start. It was just flat out one of the most incredible first halves of basketball you have ever seen and you may see again. It all started with the fight with about 1:45 left to play in the opening half, and we'll try to give you one more look at it, although you saw plenty of it. And what an opportunity to listen in. I mean, normally we're not this big a part of the game, but our television crew tonight, a major part in the decision is official Jim Bain was standing right over our shoulder, looked at this videotape 2-3 times, looking first of all to see how it started, and he made the determination that Liles threw the first punch. He also detected John Cooper snuck a punch in there. Those 2 were ejected. Then as you mentioned, Bob, the new rule coming off the bench, and that will be the big story of the game now from here on out. The Sycamores are down to 4 guys.
Well, really, and like we mentioned, I mean, this is going to get more publicity than you could ever imagine. 4 guys left to play, a minute in the first half and 20 minutes in the second half. I really think it takes away from the fact that Wichita State played real well to that point. They shot the basketball well. I would say the only thing that they had not done well was to score effectively from the free throw line. But a wild first half, the wildest I've ever seen.
I was surprised that Liles reacted that way. Sasha came down with the rebound, was swinging his elbows a little bit, but really did not make that much contact. The whistle had sounded, the jump ball had been called, and then Liles went into his thing.
The play was over. Everybody thought the thing was over when Liles reached across the top and took the cheap shot. one of the cheaper shots you'll see in collegiate basketball at Radunovich, and that did it. And I'll tell you something else, Mark. After they talked about it for a while and tried to decide what to do, we almost had another fight break out, and it looked like coaches were involved. And I don't know what happened there. We can't even begin to tell you about that one.
We knew it would be an emotional evening. We thought, because of the Ron Green situation, little did we know what was in store. Still in store.
It's not over. It's not over yet.
I say it's still in store. 20 more minutes of basketball. We'll play 5-on-4, maybe 5-on-3, 5-on-2 before this crazy night is over. We'll take a timeout. Back with our halftime report right after you watch this.
Hey, check out these three. What do you think of the one on the left?
Great, but I like them thinner.
Well, how about the one on the right?
Ooh, that looks too thin.
But how about the luscious one in the middle?
Perfect. And we can share.
Only Pizza Hut offers deep pan, thin and crispy, and delicious hand-tossed.
Hi, I'm the luscious one in the middle. All right, maybe I'm not.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
I have just the thing for that cold.
Most kids think that medicine has to taste bad. But there's one cold medicine that relieves both kids and colds.
Where are you hiding?
Dimetap. Grape-flavored Dimetap elixir. Recommended millions of times by pediatricians and pharmacists. After all, a cold medicine can't work if you can't get it down.
You like Dimetap?
Grape-flavored Dimetap elixir. It relieves kids as well as colds.
Oh, Harold, it's lovely.
I hope you like it.
It reminds me of when we first got electric light back when I was a child.
Oh.
Daddy used to draw his chair up to that light and read to us. Oh, and memories. But Harold, this is the 80s. And I wanted a Bud Light.
If you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
Kill the light, will you, Harold?
Oh, because everything else is just a light.
Hey, Joe, bank ever call?
Yeah, some new guy.
Another new guy?
Yeah.
So did we get the loan or what?
The new guy didn't know. The old guy didn't tell him.
Joe, we gotta get a better bank.
I did.
You did?
I talked to Central Bank last week.
And?
And they're better. They're going to give us the loan.
All right.
Of course, I didn't tell them I had a little brother.
Oh.
Let Central Bank and Trust help your business grow. Central Bank and Trust, the better bankers.
And welcome back to halftime at the Holman Center. Again, the Shockers lead a wild one, 46-31 here at halftime. Standing by in the Cake Studios with our halftime report, Christy Deer. Christy, kind of a slow night in Terre Haute. Anything going on in Wichita?
Well, there are a few things going on. We'll get you up to date on that. We're going to start out, though, with college basketball. The 18 allegations facing the University of Kentucky basketball program may have cost Coach Eddie Sutton his job. A report in an Ohio newspaper says that Sutton will be fired within the next 10 days and that NBA assistant Lee Rose will succeed Sutton. Sutton, on the other hand, says that he will be the Wildcats coach through the end of the season.
Players' families. Think about Eric's mother. Think about Claude Mills. And everybody's been prejudged guilty before we've ever been given our day in court, and that's not right. That's not the way it's supposed to be in this country.
The NBA trading deadline is today, and a Sacramento radio station is reporting that the Kings and the Boston Celtics have nearly completed a deal to send forward Ed Pickney and center Joe Klein to Boston for guard Danny Ainge and big man Brad Lohaus. In the meantime, the Portland Trail Blazers made a deal today that shipped center Kiki Vanderway to New York for a #1 draft choice. And the college basketball scores from tonight just underway is Southern Illinois at Tulsa. That game just started at 7:30, and the Wild game in Indiana has Wichita State leading big at the halfway point, 46-31. In Virginia Slim's tennis action from today in second-round singles play, it was Manhan Ballgraf getting past Catherine Smear in 3 sets. The final 7-5, 2-6, 6-1. And also from today, Louise Allen upset number 7 Diane Ballstrat, 2-6, 6-4, 6-5 is the final in that one. And number 1 seed Barbara Potter got past Huna by a score of 6-2 to 6-2. Big 8 football teams certainly have had a rough year, and according to an article in Sports Illustrated, the troubles may not be over. The story says that University of Colorado is in Oklahoma waiting to happen. The story says that 30 different players have been arrested in the past 3 years. The charges range from shoplifting to sexual assault. University officials say that they have confidence in the program and in the staff. And that wraps up for a quick look at sports, and now we'll head to the newsroom where Larry Hatterberg is standing by. Larry?
Thank you very much, Christy. It's kind of quiet compared to what's going on the basketball floor, but we're going to try to give you some more news here. There is more controversy for the Kansas State Lottery tonight. The lottery and its director have been the target of criticism and allegations of mismanagement. Now, a national magazine says in most ways the Kansas Lottery is the worst in the nation. Lottery officials say the magazine's figures are wrong. More on this story at 10. Plus, it's the end of an era in Japan. Emperor Hirohito will be laid to rest tonight. We'll have a look at that ceremony. So join us for these stories and more coming up at 10, and I can't wait to see the second half of this basketball game, Christy.
Okay, thanks a lot, Larry. Now we'll head back to Terre Haute where Mark Allen is standing by. Mark, are we going to have an exciting second half?
At this point, I'm not about to predict anything, but I will tell you something that just crossed my mind. I'll guarantee you something that did not occur to Darren Liles before he did what he did. He's got to come to Levitt Arena for the Valley Tournament, and you can believe Shocker fans will have a reception for him when he shows up in the opening round ball game. Again, we'll take a timeout. Shockers lead it 46-31 here at the break. Back with more basketball. I guess that's all you can call it in a couple of minutes.
Next time on Cheers, Woody and Sam put their lips on the line.
Oh, my God.
Place your bets. The contest is who'll be the first to kiss Rebecca before midnight.
Sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting anything here.
Oh, close. Very close there, Sammy.
These lips remind you of anything?
But no cigar.
Yeah, I think the liver in my freezer's gone bad.
Oh, come on, guys. This is no time to choke.
Oh, God, does anybody know mouth to mouth?
I know.
Next time on Cheers.
Tonight, following the Cake News 10 o'clock edition.
It's Tracer Month, and your Lincoln Mercury dealers are out to move Tracers, lots of them. So for a limited time, get $750 cash back on Tracer 2-door, 4-door wagons, and Tracer Sport. $750 cash back on the car with 68 standard features, like power brakes, reclining front bucket seats, rear window defroster, AM/FM stereo radio, dual power mirrors, and much more. So come to the Sign of the Cat for cash back on Tracer and great values on the full line of cars from your Lincoln Mercury dealer.
It's an epic challenge in an epic battle to stop leukemia. It's the second annual Epic Climb, March 11th. Collect pledges, then prepare to scale the 18 flights of the state's tallest building, the Epic Center. Race with a team or as an individual, or just walk for fun. Great prizes for the most money raised. T-shirts for all climbers. For details, call 262-2417. The Epic Climb, Saturday, March 11th. Brought to you by American West Airlines, KEYN Power 104, and Cake Channel 10.
He'll lead Wichita to a new day of opportunity. John Bell. He knows our city as few others do. As chamber president, he promoted an historic business boom. As a community leader, he's enriched our quality of life, from the food bank to the symphony to the river festival. No one cares more, no one's done more.
Working together, we can make Wichita a great city. As mayor, I'll work to make that happen.
When you know what John Bell's done, just imagine what he could do as mayor.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By your local Ford dealers, now offering 4.9% financing or up to $1,000 cash back. By your hometown Pizza Hut restaurant, and by Pioneer Hybrid International and your local Pioneer representative.
Mark Allen and Bob Ortegal welcoming you back to the Holman Center in Terre Haute. The two coaches, well, Ron Green is huddling here with Jim Bain. They're smiling. Now, Eddie Fogler's kind of walking over. I don't know what they're talking about. This has been one of the goofy nights of all time. There you see the Indiana State team, or what will be the Indiana State team, for the rest of this night, warming up as we prepare for the second half. They will go with only 4 guys. There's the conversation. Both head coaches a lot cooler than they were at one point earlier in the first half.
Probably the most important statistic about the first half is that 11 Indiana State players were ejected.
I don't know that that's going to show up on our halftime stats, but the stats we do have, we have those loaded and ready to look at. Look at the shockers from the field.
That's why I wanted to get that stat in, Mark. I knew that they wouldn't show it on the screen. 64% shooting, that's awfully good, but the free throw percentage concerns me a little bit for Wichita State. You cannot shoot from the free throw line that poorly. They dominate the boards 19-11, and they have too many turnovers. Wichita State does 8. However, Indiana State with 9. 3-pointers, 2 for 5 for Wichita State. Indiana State has failed to complete successfully a 3-point shot.
Individually, here's how it breaks down. Sasha Radunovic, the only shocker in double figures here at halftime. He has 10. Getting nice support from Greer and Davis. We talk so often about that shocker front line production. There you see your top 3 scorers, all forwards. Radunovic, Greer, and Davis. And then on down the line with Bonds and Cooper with 5. And Gafrovich and Mendelson have 3 apiece. As for the Sycamores, Holiday in double figures. He has 11 and on down the line.
Mark, I need to throw this in because our folks at home aren't going to see this either. If you want to look at the stat after the ejection of 11 players, Indiana State now leads Wichita State 6-5 with 4 players against the 5 that Wichita State had on the floor. We're not making fun of what could have been a very, very serious situation, but it is most unusual, and I mean it's just something that the 4 players there are talking about, the 5th invisible man.
Amazing. I tell you, all in all, give some credit to this officiating crew, Jim Bain, Wayne Unruh, and Terry Anderson. The game appeared to be well under control up to that point. It really erupted. And I thought Bain, being the veteran that he is, that may have been to the advantage of the entire situation. He really took charge and handled it pretty well.
Well, after this debacle, Ron Green may want to think twice before he re-enters the coaching profession. This may be it.
They'll remember this one. And Shocker fans will no doubt remember Darren Liles, as we mentioned earlier, when he returns to Levitt Arena.
Indiana State's going to play a 1-3 zone. Certainly there are shots on the wings if Wichita State chooses to take them. And as long as you're playing, you've got to play it out and play it hard.
Gafrovich, 3-pointer, not there off the back of the rim. Now, Wichita State in a very unique situation here. I mean, the pressure is really on them to dominate. I mean, they've got an extra man.
Indiana State's going to keep running off those picks.
Lauritsen with a rainbow not there. Gafrovich got popped and he's bleeding. He got cracked along the side of the face. That was just an accident as it appeared.
It's a contact problem, is it not? Yeah, I think it is.
Trainer Doug Vandersea is poised and ready to come out on the floor. Let's look at it one more time. And yes, it appears that Gafrovich is trying to reach into his. He got poked right there by 24.
Required by rule to make that substitution right now. Bonds will come for Gafrovich.
Gafrovich right now trying to determine whether or not the contact lens is still in his eye. There you see Vandersea trying to help him. This is all you contact lens wearers can sympathize with this. The contact has been dislodged and I think has gone up to the top of his eyeball. So he will try to reposition that with the help of Doug Vandersea. In the meantime, back to basketball. What haven't we seen tonight? Anything?
Just one more little anecdote. to this 21 minutes of basketball. We've still got 19 to go.
Inside, Davis blocked. And they ruled that Lauritzen was standing on the baseline.
I think what
the
the
Shockers were, Indiana State ball.
This crowd, more than anything, is just going to want to keep score of the second half and see what happens.
And hang on to their ticket stubs to be able to prove to everybody that they were there the night it happened at Holman Center. Ron Cheatham cut off, double team. You see a lot of double teams from here on out. Lauritzen really let one fly way outside. Townsend Harris the follow in the 2, and every bucket from here on out for Indiana State will be a moral victory for these 4 young men who will never forget this night.
No, they really won't. I won't forget it either.
Bonds inside, Steve Grayer in trouble, threw it away, Jimmy Holiday. And he was fouled. Dwight Prelo on the reach-in. Second foul on Dwight. Bob, the Shocker lead is 13 points.
I know. You see the penetration being made. Holiday. Prelo thought that he got all basketball on that, but the official called the foul.
And there you have it from up high. Radunovic, with his rather unique jersey, is back in the ball game. And we'll have Holiday at the line.
Ron Green will take everybody off of the free throw line, much like you do in late game situations when you're well ahead. He's well behind early in this game, and it's down to a 12-point basketball game.
Holiday got them both. He's got 13 points. And the Shocker lead is 11, 46-35.
And what it does for Wichita State, it really affects your concentration knowing that you're out there playing against 4 people, but you have to put that out of your mind.
Bonds drove inside, and the blocking foul is on Townsend Harris. His first personal foul.
You see it right here. He just did not get there in time. Bonds makes the move on the baseline quickly. Close call, though. That one can go against you sometime. Let's see if he is set. Yeah, Bonds is up in the air. Still think it's a close call.
2 shots for Keith Bonds, a 71% free throw shooter. 6 for him. Checking the fouls for these 4 Indiana State players. Lauritzen, Harris, and Cheatham all have 1, and Holiday has 2. So if they play it smart, they should be able to finish with 4. 4 players, that is. Bonds now with 7 points.
And for the Shockers, no sympathy. They cannot afford to extend any sympathy at all. In fact, you have to have that killer instinct and go out and beat those people.
First foul on Keith Bonds as Gafrovich will be back in, but here's the replay.
Bonds is moving right there when the contact is made. You see him definitely moving. He was not there ahead of the man with the dribble.
Gafrovich with the contact back in place. He's back in the ball game. Ron Cheatham just fired it up there with the left hand. Holiday very active, blocked on the follow.
He really is an active player. He's all over out there. Not a good shot by Cheatham that time for Indiana State.
Shockers will really look to get it inside. Dwight Prelo on the drive. Sasha, the crowd here wanting the palm, but no call, and there it is, down low again and a foul. The Dwight Prelo at the free throw line. The foul is on Cheatham, his second.
Good pass inside. Prelo quickly on the baseline, makes the move, 45. Cheatham didn't want to commit the foul, but he reached in with the arm, made contact. A second view for you at home. Quickly, Prelo on the baseline. Cheatham, not a lot of contact as I mentioned, but he did hit the arm.
Shockers continue to struggle somewhat at the free throw line. Dwight Prelo missing that one. Has seen his free throw percentage drop down to 66% on the season. That one's down for his 3rd point of the night. The Shocker lead is 49-35 with 17:20 left in the second half. We continue to play 5-on-4. The foul on Gafrovich as Lauritzen took it right at him.
And a technical on Gafrovich. He said something to the wrong guy. I'll promise you that.
Yeah, after the kind of night Jim Bain has had, I don't think I'd get in his face. 3rd foul on Guff and a technical.
And Ron Green just picks up a sucker that was thrown on the floor, points up into the student section and says, please don't do that. Here's Gafrovich, commits the foul right there. The foul is called. He looks right at Bain and makes a statement right there.
And bada bing, the tee. Here's another look. Lauritsen is at the free throw line shooting the tee.
Once again, Lauritsen, not a lot of contact by Gafrovich, but the foul was called. Gafrovich responded to that.
Lauritsen again, one of the top 10 free throw shooters in the nation, now with 8 points. A one-shot technical and now Sycamore ball. Lauritsen had 32 in a ball game earlier this year against Arizona State.
If you're wondering what Wichita State is doing,
Cheatham missed it way outside.
Defensively, they are extending, trying to pressure the ball.
More contact and a foul inside.
We're getting a lot of things thrown out on the floor right now. We can expect that, I think, for the remainder of the half. I wonder if the football team here would loan us a couple of football helmets, Mark. We may need them before it's over.
Second foul on Harris. I just light my cigar. They'll stay away from us.
You know why they're going to hit us? If the students throw things at the officials as poorly as Indiana State shoots the basketball, we're going to get hit.
Sasha inside. Got the bank shot, a dozen for Radunovic. I tell you, if Sasha has a big night, he's going to wear that jersey the rest of the year. Looks like something out of Flashdance. Oh, Lauritsen, tough shot.
Lauritsen, a fine shooter. That does not apply to that young man. He's been a good shooter for this ball club.
A little bit of an acting job. Dwight Puelo took it right at him. Fouled his shot, knocked away by Jimmy Holiday. A 1-on-3 break. Shot it anyway and hit it. 15, Jimmy Holiday. The Shocker lead is 11.
Can you believe this?
Davis was fouled.
It's a travesty. It really is. You just hate to see it go on, but look at Coach Green down there. He stepped out on the floor and told all those people to stay on the bench. Aaron Davis inside with a basketball.
And third foul on Townsend Harris.
They're going to lose Harris. I really believe he's foul prone, and Wichita State will pound that basketball in there and try to play 5-on-3 before this is over.
Aaron Davis now with 9 points. There it is. Since the big fight, Indiana State leads it by 4, now by 3. Aaron Davis.
But that's not the one that will count when they finally look at the final score and conference standings and so forth.
Sycamore ball, they trail it by 13. Lauritsen.
They better step inside that young man's jersey because he can shoot the basketball, and obviously he's free to do that right now.
Gafrovich looking inside for either Aaron Davis or Radunovic. Shockers just will really pound it inside. Try to foul the Sycamores out. Oh, the block from behind by Jimmy Holiday. Puts his head down, goes right down the floor and hit the finger roll.
Can you believe they are within 9 points?
That foul is on Lauritsen. His second foul. Jimmy Holiday with 17 points.
Holiday with quick hands inside. He's dropping down to the point of the ball. He's really going after it constantly.
Timeout on the floor, not a bad idea. 15-21 left to play in the game. The Shocker lead is only 9, all things considered. Back in a minute.
The experts are saying right now is a car buyer's market. And with 4.9 financing or factory rebate, your Ford dealers are saying now's the time to buy. Low financing is back. Buy Ranger now. Get 4.9 financing or up to a $750 rebate. Buy Aerostar now. Save over $500 plus get a $500 rebate. Buy F-Series now. Save over $2,700 or get a $500 rebate. Take advantage of a true buyer's market right now. Hurry to your local Ford dealer today. Quality people, quality products.
For the pride, for the dream, for the love, and for the team,
crisp taste of Beechwood aged Budweiser.
Ladies and gentlemen, take George out on his birthday, okay? Pass the buck to Cablevision, and Cablevision will come to your house with 31 networks full of great programs you can get only on cable, all installed for $1. You get basic cable for under $20 a month, installed for only $1. Operators are standing by, so call 262-0661 and call now, because after February, this offer is history.
Once again, before the timeout, Jimmy Holiday got the breakaway, got the finger roll, back live. Gofrovich missed a three-pointer. Dwight Prelo keeps it alive for Wichita State. The Shockers with the advantage, both personnel-wise and score-wise, although it's only a 9-point Shocker lead with 15 minutes left to play in the second half.
And I'll promise you, nobody will leave this basketball game. They will stay just to see what happens.
Not by choice. Shockers get the loose one off the floor. Dwayne Prelo gets it down. 4 tonight for Dwayne Prelo.
It's rather obvious that Wichita State has not played as well since that fight, but that's just because of the situation. I really believe that's had a lot to do with it.
Sycamores kick it back. Got Laritzen, the running right-hander, not there. Rebound Radunovic ahead to Gofrovich. Shocks lead it by 11. Inside, Dwayne Prelo fell off the rim. Good shot, wouldn't fall though.
He'll take it to the hole.
Oh,
great pass.
Pass to Townsend Harris, who got it off the glass.
That's the finest play of the basketball game, made by Jimmy Holiday. An excellent pass inside to Harris.
Ron Green's probably thinking, I should have played with 4 guys before this. I'd still have a job. Holiday.
Holy cow, I don't believe it.
19 for Jimmy Holiday. The Shocker lead is down to 7. Eddie Fogler trying to settle his ball club down.
Gofrovich has got to shoot that shot. He can't give up that.
The third 3-second call of the night on Wichita State. Again, the Shockers in just a real tough position here, really, because, I mean, all the pressure is on them. The expectation at this point is that they would not only win, but win going away.
Mark, maybe what you do is play 4-on-4. Maybe you just go out there so you can go man-to-man. 5-on-4. Since we've been that way, Wichita with 5, Indiana State with 4. Indiana State leads at 23-14.
Ron Cheatham, right wing dish. Holiday not there. Grayer the rebound. Outletting to Gofrovich, 13-20.
Holiday getting very tired out there, and he should. He's played awfully hard.
Keith Bonds knocks it down. A career high 9 for Keith Bonds. And it obviously will be attrition from here on out. Ron Green unable to substitute. And it's going to become fouls, and these Indiana State players just flat getting tuckered out.
That's what will happen. They'll get tired. It'll start to affect their shooting tremendously, but they really have battled. It's a very admirable performance on their part.
The Sycamore 4. Gofrovich, top of the key, swung it left side. Dwayne Prelo across the way. Shockers operating against the 4-man zone. Another 3-second call.
Mark, this is going to give your brother John an awful lot to talk about. The guy's a great basketball fan, great collegiate basketball fan. He'll talk about this one long after you're back home in Wichita.
Turnover stat even up. Jumper outside, a 3-pointer for Jimmy Holiday. Now with 22 points, the Shocker lead is 6.
I'll tell you what, if they even get close, it's going to be, the crowd will be unbelievable.
Silences that crowd. 11 now for Keith Bonds. 59-51 Wichita State. Jumper outside, a 2-pointer for Holiday. 24 for Holiday. My goodness, the Shockers have got to find him. Gofrovich missing outside, rebound Harris.
An excellent rebound by Harris. Good position inside, and he went after the basketball well. Shockers playing man-to-man with Grayer zoning the basket area. That's why he's coming away with so many rebounds inside.
Cheatham not there on the rebound. 11:35 left to play in the game. Shocker ball. They lead it by only 6. I keep looking at that scoreboard to make sure that's right. Pete Bonds not there. Blocking out foul on Dwayne Prelo. 3rd foul on Dwayne.
Prelo moved him pretty good inside. Bonds with a shot outside, does not get it down. You can see Dwayne right there, number 25, moves Harris literally out of bounds, trying to block him out.
Timeout with 11:24 left in the game. The Shocker lead only 6 despite the man advantage. Back in a minute.
Hey, check out these 3. What do you think of the one on the left?
Great, but I like them thinner.
Well, how about the one on the right?
Ooh, that looks too thin.
But how about the luscious one in the middle?
Perfect. And we can share.
Only Pizza Hut offers deep pan, thin and crispy, and delicious hand-tossed.
Hi, I'm the luscious one in the middle. All right, maybe I'm not.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
4.9. Buy a Chevy now from your Chevy team of Kansas dealers and get finance rates as low as 4.9%. Or get up to $1,000 cash back on many models. 4.9% financing or cash back on Sprint, Metro, Spectrum, Nova, and Cavalier. Plus $600 cash back on Corsica and Beretta. And up to $1,000 cash back on Celebrity. Choose low 4.9% financing or cash back and reduce your monthly payments. Now, more than ever, you can afford more car for less money at your Chevy team of Kansas dealers.
Back to Terre Haute, and I'll tell you, Bob, these 4 kids for Indiana State are putting on a show.
That was a great pass right there. I agree with you completely. They've just done a tremendous job of hanging in there. They've cut what was a big Wichita State lead, 19 points as a matter of fact.
And that's been the main man for him, Jimmy Holiday. And he still is. 26 for Jimmy Holiday.
They are literally having some fun. That's exactly what's happening out there. They have put the fun back in basketball for the first time in a long time.
Look at Holiday. Got the steal, stayed with it. Unreal. Sycamore ball. They trail it by only 4. That foul, a blocking foul on Steve Grayer, his first of the night.
And you sure don't want to allow Indiana State to get to the free throw line. They won't on that particular call, but you do not want to put them close to that 1-on-1 situation because it gives them a chance to shoot from the line and rest. And with only 4 players, that rest and